What's up, Lion Den, small business community? Listen, we are doing a pop up today. We got a couple of minutes before we have other meetings happening. Listen, if you're not, watch the replay or join us. I'm gonna make sure I kind of add everybody in here so you can join us and do it. Unfortunately, I thought that we can schedule something, but husband, we couldn't. It just did not work like that. We do too
No,
much. So
we're going to have to do pop-ups from now on.
yeah, we're just gonna do pop-ups. So here we go. Grab your pen, piece of paper, invite somebody to this group as we get ready to talk about how to kill the giant in business. You don't want to miss it. Let's rock out together for the next couple of minutes. All right, husband. What's
Hey,
up? Let's talk about it. Listen, we didn't had a crazy week. I want to do kind of what we do in the Lions Den, right? We do a celebration moment with the Den. I want to do that with them today. We are celebrating all of those in the Den of our VIP people, the different things that they have done in business. We have some that have been through to networking opportunities, some that have gotten their DBE certifications, and some that have are making a leap, a jump of faith to become full-time entrepreneurs, as well as Harden Enterprise getting our second grant for veteran owned for the month of Veteran Month, and we were able to get our second
yes.
grant opportunity for that. So we celebrate all of you that are moving, man. Make sure you share with us what are your celebrations, what is going on in your business, as well as, hey, what are your downfalls? Maybe we can be able to assist you in some of those areas. But most of all, we come in here to just kind of talk and rock out. So, husband, I'm gonna turn it over to you. You know, I just
I
get it
want to stop.
started.
I want to stop real quick and just also, I don't know how many veteran-owned business or how many veterans we have on this private group, but I want to say first of all, thank you for your service. I am a veteran, and to my fellow veteranets and veteranese, I want to
Yeah.
say, thank you for your service, thank you for your sacrifice, and leading back into another segue of opportunity. If you are a veteran and you haven't started your business, man, talk to me. If you are a veteran and you are in a business, talk to me. If you have not taken advantage of the free veteran certifications, there's lots of benefits out there for you, and you can pave the way for your whole entire family. You can pave the way for your community. God has blessed us to position ourselves to receive opportunities that we may not have received if we wouldn't have that insignia of certified veteran-owned business, and what has given us the unique opportunity to give opportunities to other businesses who may never have got those opportunities if it wasn't for the way God allowed us to get in those doors. So don't
Right.
sit back, don't wait. I promise you, you're going to appreciate it if you do it. But so today, the topic we're going to talk about, me and my wife, we talk a lot. We talk a whole lot. I thank God that I still love my wife. And I still like my
Okay,
wife to
me
where we
too.
have that we have discussions, conversations. Because I know a lot of people who married and they don't talk, or the husband is out there trying to get business going on his own, and the wife is trying to do their own thing, and they kind of like meet in the middle, but they don't talk. And so that's not us. I want to say I thank God that's not us. That we are literally moving together. We believe that my dream is her dream is my dream, and if I can help her dream, we can dream bigger. So, with that being said, we've been talking about a lot of things, and one thing we talked about is our progression, how we have progressed from day one. Many people don't know when we started our business. Once we first got the business off the ground, when we started off, it was just us doing small jobs. Small jobs. I mean, literally, our first contract beyond the school. We had one at the school, but when we first got a chance to do construction, can we talk about that for a second? When
Yeah.
we first got a chance to do construction, it was a small job. I think we had maybe $1,500 to spend on a house, and we had 30 days to do it. And now God blessed us to where now we're doing whole houses. That's a whole nother testimony, another journey. But we're building entire homes, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it to give reference. To give reference. So
Yeah.
today's topic, we're going to talk about how do I kill a giant? How do I kill a giant? And I want you to write that down for those who are online with us. Maybe you're joining later. I want you to type it down. How do I kill a giant? And so what happened was I was talking to my wife because it's like God touched my heart and told me is that we couldn't kill a giant before we killed a lion. We couldn't kill a giant before we killed a bear. And I want to teach you this here.
I
Entrepreneurs
want
out there.
to. I'm so sorry. I want to kind of talk about that because I don't know. Only those that are really a part of don't understand why we even came up with this name with the Lions Den part. You know, are you gonna talk about that? Or that's
We
gonna be
come we come to that, and I definitely want to always make sure we talk
okay?
about the lion part. And unfortunately, this is not the example of the lion that I want to talk about because we're talking about killing lions, and we don't want to die as lions. But
Oh, okay,
uh,
got
but I want to
never
definitely
mind. Go
bring to
ahead,
light.
sugar. Do you,
Um,
baby?
I want to bring to light the fact. But I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down for those. Is anybody on with us right now? I know we come on in the middle of the day. Did anybody jump on?
Yeah, it's the middle of the day, but they'll watch the replay though.
Okay, so if you can, right, watch the replay. I want you to type in that word. How do I kill a giant? Or put it this here: I can't kill a giant until I kill a lion. I can't kill a giant until I kill a bear. That's so important. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this kind of is the reference, sweetheart, to how Harden Enterprise have evolved. And
Right.
what am I saying? That don't make sense, Clyde. What are you saying? That's stupid, right? But no, if we look in the reference point here, if the scripture I'm reading, now, I'm going biblical. Put this scripture down in the topics, baby. Put in 1 Samuel 17 and 33 through 36. I want to say 36. I'm gonna write that down, but I know 1 Samuel 30, First Samuel 17. I think it's 33. And I'm gonna say for right now, we're gonna put 37, 30, 37. So 33 to 37. 1 Samuel 17, 33 to 37. I know y'all going, he go to preacher, going biblical, but it's a good reference. And so 33, third verse says, Saul replied, "You are not able to go against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior his from his youth. You can," he said, that's what Saul told David. Saul replied, "You are not able to go against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and you have been a warrior. He's been a warrior from his youth." I think about that when you think about that contract, when you think about that big job opportunity, when you're trying to, you just starting out, making 1 cup, and now you got to make a 1,000 cup order. You just started doing a one small event, with a birthday party, but you want to get to the point to where you can do a wedding, reception, bachelor parties, bachelorette party. You want to do the whole thing, and so some people go from opening up a business. I'm gonna open a business, then I'm gonna go out there and start trying to slay giants. You cannot
Right.
start off trying to slay giants. And as Harden Enterprise, we couldn't go. And I was sitting with a young lady yesterday. We were sitting down with one of our employees, looking through two major blueprints. Two major blueprints. We looked through the blueprints, and I looked at it. I told her, I said, if we would have started off day one and jumped straight to building houses, we would have been looking at this blueprint like, what are we looking at? But the fact that we
Right.
killed a bear and the fact that we killed a lion, now we're ready for the giant. So I want you to understand the giant is that goal. The giant is the goal. And you can't jump right into this journey into the goal. So David told him, I know this. And David said, I know this. Watch what David says to him. I like what David says in 34th verse. But David said to Saul, your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came to carry off a sheep from a flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them because he has defied armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of the Philistine. So the fact that we have killed lions, the fact that we have killed bears, make us qualified to now slay a giant. The fact that you have done small jobs, the fact that you have done small opportunities. Don't despise small beginnings. I'm straight biblical today. I've never been really preachy on this platform, sweetheart. But
Right.
don't despise small beginnings. If you despise small beginnings, you will abandon the small journey trying to jump to the end. You want to add anything to that, sweetheart?
No, no, I would say that I think every Listen, it's necessary. I think it's a rapper, Ross. I got one of his books. I
Rick
got to
Ross.
read it. Yeah, Rick Ross. He said, "I don't want to move too fast. I want to move slow." And I think what happens is that everybody want to get rich quick, and we want to move fast. We want to get it quick, which I thought that's how it was. You make money fast, you make money quick. But not realizing that before you can ever get to the millions, you gotta appreciate the hundreds. Before you can get to the thousands, you gotta before you can get to the 10,000s, you gotta appreciate the thousands. You gotta be able to understand that an appreciation of what you can learn to do with a little bit before you get a lot. And it
But
makes you a good steward as a business owner over the smaller things, because it's the little bitty pieces. I always tell people, when I started on Periscope, going live, doing lives like this, right? Going live on Periscope, it was the scariest thing for me. But I needed every experience in order to go live, in order to understand, even if nobody's on, there's people that's going to watch the replay, understanding that just give your content and go with it, right? Yep. But I needed the groups, I needed my YouTube channel. I needed to first start by doing a video, a little 3-minute video, to where I'm trying to talk on the camera by myself with nobody there. Like, that was the weirdest thing for me. But I found out later that, like I told you before we even got on a call, a young lady went looking for me because of the content that I share. So you never know who's watching, never know who's looking. But here's the thing. I wouldn't have never knew if I wouldn't have never tried the small part of Periscope, of going live for 2 or 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where now I can go live for a whole hour. It just depends on you. It would be totally up to you.
And I'll add this here, that what's the point of going through those small opportunities if you don't learn a lesson from them?
Right.
And so the key point is that, David killed the bear, he killed the lion, but I'm pretty sure every time he learned something, how can I be more efficient? How can I be more accurate? How can I learn from this mistake? How can I learn from that mistake? So by the time he killed the giant, he knew exactly what he hit him at. He didn't hit him in the chest. He didn't hit him in the thigh. He said, I've killed so many lions and bears. I know exactly the weak spot of a giant now.
Right. I would even say, I think he probably started with a fish. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? He had to start small before he even went big. He had to start with fishing first, and then it went to something else. And I think we skip all that. TD Jakes says it best in this book, the book we're going over in the VIP Lions Den, Instinct. He said it best is that most people think that he just got where he is. TD Jakes just became this wisdom millionaire, whatever. They just thought he became that, and didn't realize that him and his wife were living in a house that had holes in it. Him and his wife was trying to figure out how they were going to drive. He had a car in the bottom of the car. In the book, he talks about how in the bottom of his car had a hole in it that he had to drive to work and have to stop sometime because of this hole that was in his car. You got to be able to start somewhere, but he started a business from learning from his father. So he stood on the shoulders of his father before he even got into the deepness of business. But it really came from his mother sitting in the room doing real estate. It blew his mind that my mama just did a whole deal. And when women weren't doing deals back then.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like he started there, and it's starting somewhere. I think he said he had like 20 members or 15 members. It wasn't even probably that many. But you got to start somewhere. And I think that's the thing that we wasn't taught. Nothing against my millennials, but we want to get stuff quick. That was against the millennials. That was probably wrong. But anyway, because we want stuff fast.
I'll say this,
and we stop. I want to say that, I'm so sorry. I want to say this, and we stop when it don't work, and we quit when it don't. Oh, it's not going to work. We don't put in the consistency of it for it to work.
And I think one thing that we face that we're used to, right? We're used to the world of Monday through Friday, the corporate world. It's called the corporate world. We're used to the corporate world, and unfortunately, you cannot bring a corporate mindset into the entrepreneur world, because this is what we do in the corporate world. I'll never forget. You may remember this, sweetheart, where people used to lie on their resumes, lie on their applications, and say that they had experiences that they never had before. I'm sorry, that they had experiences that they never had before. And can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
And what happens is you can jump into the Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, the corporate world with those lies and blend in and kind of learn on the go, right?
Right.
Because you're learning on somebody else's dime, you're
Right.
learning on somebody else's clock,
Right.
and so you can hide. But in this world, you can't lie on your resume. You can't lie on your experience. If someone asks you, "Can you make 10,000 cups?" Oh yeah, I can make 10,000 cups. Who you gonna hide behind? Or
Right.
can you build a house? Oh yeah, I can build a house, and all you ever done was build a porch. Who you gonna hide behind? And as soon as you get out there and someone gives you their money and you mess up, you messed up for life. So
Yeah.
you need the lions, you need the bears, you need the wolves, you need the
You need the
everything,
fish.
the fish,
Look, I don't
everything
know
that
why I'm on them fish.
I don't
You need
know,
the small
but
things.
everything you didn't attacked and you didn't overcame, everything you didn't attacked and overcame, everything you attacked, you learn lessons. But there's a key point. Write this down for those who write notes. But you need to write down every lesson you learn. I always tell people take notes because you never know you have to share them or use them again. Take notes of everything you learn. So one thing about it, the we want to be builders for the Harris County, sweetheart. We want to be builders Harris County.
Right.
And we just finished building our very first, you're going to see the journey my wife is posting, our very first home from the ground up, right? But Harris County required us, they said these words. They said, you got to have 3 houses that you build from the ground up
Right.
until we make you an official builder in Harris County. And we didn't understand why when we first, we was like, man, what's the point with that? Let's hurry up and get these houses, right? And
Right.
we did that first house. I'm like, oh my Lord. Every lesson we learned. And I knew then when we finished the first house, we're not ready to become official builders for the city of Houston. We need 3 more because I need to make sure I learned from the last mistake before I say I can figure this thing out.
Right.
Listen, be willing. So I'm gonna slow it down. We've been saying a lot. I gotta slow this down and say this to you. If you're an entrepreneur, don't be so caught up in making the major dollar to where you don't learn the major lessons.
Yeah.
Start where you are. It's a scripture. Once again, I'm still preaching. God won't put more on you than you can bear. If you
Mhm.
throwing away, I'm gonna say this here. I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings. I don't care. I never forget when I first got started in this construction world. I was had $1,500 jobs. I had contractors tell me, "Oh, that's not big enough for me. That's not big enough for me." My $1,500 job wasn't big enough for them. But I bet you if God let me, well, if God brought me to that and let me get to that opportunity, back then I would take every $1,500 job I can get because I can learn from them before I
Right.
get the 5,000, before I get the 10,000, before I get the $55,000 jobs. I needed every $15,000 opportunity. So listen, write down every lesson. Be willing to start. Okay, that's what I was saying. Don't abandon the small opportunities trying to obtain the large opportunity.
Right.
If God keep bringing you those small opportunities, if God keeps saying, make this and make that, and you seeing everybody, doing big. I'm getting into making T-shirts. They doing big orders. Do the birthday party.
Right.
Do the birthday party. If you keep getting is birthday parties, you only have a birthday party anointing. I just preached to you.
Yeah.
Ah man, I just preach. I don't care what nobody say. I'm a preacher in a for-profit business. If all you're getting is family reunions, you have a family reunion anointing.
Right.
When we first started doing houses, people let us work on the house and let us make mistakes because their house is in such a bad condition. Anything was better than what they had. So they let
Right.
us learn and matriculate. And so all I had was, with my lack of knowledge, all I had was the anointing to restore something that was damaged. I didn't have the anointing to build something new. But
Right.
when I learned from what anointing comes from lessons.
Right.
The
Right.
anointing comes from lessons. The more anointed you are, the more lessons you've learned.
Right.
So don't abandon the small journey because I think so much we talk about millennials. I think everybody got this problem. We
Right.
want to go big so fast till we abandon the lessons of the small opportunities that's going to prepare us for the giant. So how you kill a giant, you got to start with a lion and a bear.
Yeah. And a fish. Don't
And
leave out the fish.
where the fish come from?
I don't know.
I'm not attacking fish.
I know. I just feel like, because we forget the little bitty things. We forget it's the small, minute things that will be. I will never forget when I did my very first contract for someone to do a book deal with me, for me to do their publishing deal, right? I didn't realize that I needed a contract for someone to do business with me. And because of that, I was able to create my own contract, right? Create my own contract, put it all together. To me, that's a little bitty fish to
Yeah.
be able to research on how to do a contract. I didn't know anything about what we use now, Rocket Lawyer. I ain't know nothing about that. So I had to figure it out myself. And so figuring out myself, or I had to figure out how to make sure the right lighting was for my live, the right, you know what I'm saying? Those are little bitty fishes. And so because of that, you need those major things. So now, not only do I with the doing the live thing, I realized too that, or not just live, or doing, a book deal, is that, oh, I have more to offer versus just getting your book edited, versus just getting you a flyer made. And not only that, I got a team of people that can help me do this, that I don't have to do it myself. So it was every little, I thought I had to do the flyer. I thought I had to do the book cover. I thought I had to do the editing. I thought I had to do all of these things, but I found out, wait a minute, I can partner with other people that are already doing it, because I would rather partner with you so that I can save my time to do something else, right?
Yep.
To do something else. So it's the little bitty things that count, to where you realize, as you always say, I don't want to be self-made. I can work with other people. But I remember when I first started, I wanted to be self-made. Let me do it on my own. Let me make it happen on my own. And then I found out that little fish ain't gonna work no more. Girl, go to Rocket Lawyer and get you a contract. You know what I'm saying? It's the minute things that don't even matter to other people, but it matters to you, because when it comes down the road, you're gonna need it. It's gonna be necessary. I had a call last night with a client. It was necessary that I had my paperwork ready for this client. Lord, I got to get that girl the invoice. But it was my paperwork was ready for this client, because this is stuff I did years ago, but I'm just making it better. Does that make sense?
Yep. And can I add this part here? Is that because sometimes, starting small and not going straight for the giant is so small to where I'm gonna go ahead and say it, is that you're willing to do it for free. Some of our right now we stand a chance to get in a contract. We're so excited. We get a chance to get a contract next week. We're meeting with a lady, because we get a chance to share our financial literacy course, our empowerment course. That's what we're gonna call it, our empowerment course. We have a whole entire empowerment curriculum. But listen, we didn't wait until someone said we're gonna give you $5,000 to teach this curriculum. No, we said we found people who was willing to let us teach them for free. Hey, come and let us teach you for free. Why? Because we don't know what we don't know. I'd rather learn from my mistakes where it's not costing you anything than have to give you a refund because I didn't give you what you paid for. And so, and we started small, man. We did it first. We taught it to our church. Secondly, we taught it to pastors and leadership. And my wife, she taught some curriculum that she taught to some ladies, and she taught it to different groups of people. Then all of a sudden we brought it together and we taught it to some college students. Now it is literally called an empowerment workshop or empowerment movement, with multiple opportunities. And now somebody said, hey, I got a grant for that. And not just that, we did a Lions Den. When we first started Lions Den, we didn't just say, oh, we popped up online. Listen to me. We didn't just pop up online and said, hey, we have something that's valuable to us. Right? Just because you like your drawing, don't mean everybody else gonna like it.
Right.
Just because you like your cooking, don't mean it's time to open a restaurant. You need to figure out what people eat it for free. If people won't eat it for free, they're not gonna pay for it. I'm sorry. And
Right.
so if people are not gonna listen for free, they're not gonna pay for it. So we started giving away free data. We weren't even trying to build a platform. We just said, we have something to give. We're gonna give it away small. We're gonna fight some lions, some bears, and some fish. I don't know why I'm fighting big fish, but lions, bears, and fish.
I didn't say fight. I said you got to kill fish.
Kill. We don't
You
kill.
got to
Okay,
kill.
I get it now. I'm
Okay.
picturing. I'm
Yeah.
picturing David killing a giant and fighting a giant, fighting a lion, fighting a bear.
No,
But
you
he
got to
first had to
kill a
kill a
fish
fish
first.
first, then kill it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm caught up. See there? It take
You
two
caught
minds.
up. Yeah. No, I
But
wasn't
I had
saying
to, I
that.
had to be willing to kill and deal with these small situations. I had to create opportunity. We had to create our own opportunity. Listen, when what they say, when you don't wait for somebody to build a room for you, you make your own. What they say?
Own table. You build your own
Yeah,
table.
don't look for somebody to build a table for you, make your own. And so we was willing to say, you know what? We know we have something here. We know we
Yeah.
have something here. This lesson we learned. Hey, we're gonna show up at the beach and throw it away, and like
I
little
think what
bread,
it
give
is,
it to pigeons.
and really, where we got started with the whole Lions Den thing, right? Where we got started when we went to Washington, and we sat in this room with people that look like us, and that were doing stuff way better. Like one lady we went in, and we tell people this story all the time. When that year we went to Washington, if you follow us on social media, we decided we wanted to go and take this training. We invested in ourselves. I always say if you pay, you're gonna pay attention.
I'm sorry,
We
I'm trying to get it
invested.
lined up on me.
That's okay. When you pay attention, right? So we paid, and baby, we paid attention. You understand me? We got in that room, and in this room, you had women, you had men, all minority business owners, and it was brand new to us. We got in this room, and in this room, our business coach had just purchased 20 acres to build an apartment complex. That messed me up. Then you had another lady that had a whole fleet of trucks where she ran the trucks and women drove her trucks. You had somebody else that was a realtor that was helping these people get this land and get opportunities to work with the government. And it messed us up. It messed us up. We got in that room, messed us up. But one of the ladies pushed my husband, was like, not pushed him, but they got in a room. Didn't you create your own room at that event?
I did.
You said,
They kept asking us, says, well, we have different people teaching, and we got a room over here that we're gonna have people teaching finances. A room over here, people gonna be teaching, trucking. People gonna be teaching this. And I didn't hear, and I came all the way down to DC to learn about real estate because we was doing construction. I don't want to hear about construction. We was
right.
doing, I want to hear about that. I want to hear about real estate. So I said, hey, I didn't, I know I bought my way in the room. Hey, y'all got anybody that can teach real estate? And this guy said, well,
He
I can
really
do real
did that.
estate.
I was so shamed. I was so
and the
shamed.
and the lady said, well, shoots. Well, anybody want to go learn real estate, go with him. We made a whole room, and guess what? I asked
Oh,
every question I wanted, came back and did a real estate deal from the things I learned in that room. Listen, the Bible said
yeah.
you have not because you ask not. So we
That's not
asked. And
right.
she could have said no, but she didn't. She said, hey, let's make another
Yeah.
room.
And from that room, you met some amazing people, and those people really walked you through the process of how to purchase an investment home. I
Look,
said I'll let you say this. Go ahead.
well, in that room, who showed up? A banker. In the room, who showed
Right.
up? A real estate person. In that room, who showed up? An investment officer. In the room, who
Mhm.
showed up? Clyde Harden. We all showed up in that room because we was like minded. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. You showed up in the room because of that. And I would say the reason why when we left there, we was like, this is not in our city. We wanted to bring it to our city. And we
Yeah.
didn't mind doing it for free. It was like, let's just create a call. And people showed up. And it was like, okay, we're gonna share everything we learned from this day, from Prairie View, from Washington, all these different places that we learned from, and we're gonna teach it. And we taught
But you
it
know what?
and we did it for
I,
a year.
I think the main reason why we did it too, babe, was because we sat there in that room and this girl gave us a piece of paper and she says, check off everything you've done.
Oh
And
yeah.
and from her menu things, we checked off everything except for like one thing. And I think that one thing was lending. We never got blending before, and now we have that. And I'm like, hold up, if we got all this data that people didn't flew, this what frustrate me. We got all this data that people didn't flew around the country to sit in a room and get.
Speak,
Now
sir.
listen, we didn't waste our trip though, because just because they had data we already knew don't mean they had people we didn't already know. That's a big thing because
That
your
part.
wealth, your network is your network. Your network is your net worth. So, but I'm like, dang, people came around here. I know all this stuff. I've learned all this. I'm going back home and teach it.
Yeah.
We're going back home. We're gonna create a room. We're gonna teach this here. And so when we knew that, we knew we had something that people would fly for. We knew we had people that people buy for. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, baby, that frustrates me right now. I'm gonna be real straight. If you listen to me, I hope you listen to
Okay.
this far. Is that
I'm
this what
listening.
frustrates me? Individuals who don't have businesses don't frustrate me because they have become comfortable in who they are. Not everybody's entrepreneurs. Not everybody's entrepreneurs. But
No.
what frustrates me is entrepreneurs who don't want to show up for themselves. That if you're already an entrepreneur and you're like, man, I
Mhm.
know for a fact I'm trying to do different, but I want to do it on my own. I don't want to give anybody credit that they helped me out. Now listen, you have me and my wife over here. Y'all see how we move. I'm not gonna try to be self what's the it's the difference between humble and being the difference between humble and being too
Too
modest. I'm
humble.
just say that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like a sit here and act like God haven't taught us stuff. You know us. You see how God has blessed us. You see how God has moved us. Why not say, hey man, teach me how?
Yeah.
Every
We
scar
want
I
to. Can
got,
I also say this? We want to. Like we want to, and we want to be taught. We are
yeah, we want to be
teachable.
taught.
So if you know something that we don't know, like teach us. Like we created this space. God has allowed us to create this space to be able to be taught and to be able to teach others. And so we want that, but why not use, the tools that you have? I always say this, man. The best thing I could have done when I started my business, before we even started Harden Enterprise, and I was doing all this stuff on social media, doing master classes, and doing now getting ready for my Butterfly Academy mentorship 6-month program. So excited about it, right? And even in the midst of doing it, I realized this is that all of that I had to invest in myself
Yeah,
before. Like right now, even preparing for the class, I had to invest in myself through my marketing team. And I guess you can say my marketing coach. I had to invest in myself through my marketing coach by letting her walk me through the process of this campaign that I'm creating. So my thing is that I think what it is, we don't want to invest in where we're going. And this is not to push nobody to invest, baby. Please, that's why we made this free page to share content and to come live when we
no,
can.
no, no. You say that.
Oh,
You say that.
oh,
I'm
let
telling
me
you
drink.
is
Hold on.
that you wrong if you are, because I'm tired of people trying to walk through back doors and try to get information and come to the front door and try to sneak out the back door. Stop trying to, if you listen to this and you know if I'm talking to you or not, and you know for a fact, maybe I need to invest in me. Maybe I need to stop getting bits and pieces. You know what? We literally had to pay to go to DC. We had to pay to go to different rooms. Nothing's free. People time isn't free. Information is free. You can get information on the internet. What you're paying for is the fact they took the time and put it in one place for you to come get it. On our database that we have, we had to take the time and put that there. So my information is free. You can literally find the information anywhere.
Anywhere.
Google.com, Google University. You can go find the information. It is free. People are, ain't nothing we did new.
YouTube.com. YouTube.
We, we're not doing nothing new. Everything we're doing is incarnated. But what we've done, we've packaged it and put it in an easy to find location. And we're going to sit there and walk you through it. So yeah, I'm encouraging you, invest in you. It's, I'm not going to worry about, offending you when I know for a fact that you need to be offended so you can go further. And you got to start. You got to start somewhere. Stop trying to kill Goliath, and you have never touched a
Come
bear.
on,
You have never touched
husband.
a lion. You've never touched a fish. How about you start somewhere first? And guess what? Maybe if you learn about my fish, you learn about my bear, maybe you learn about my lion, you can jump to the Goliath because you learned from how I did it, but you still need to experience it. But at least you move faster. You don't have to kill as many lions and bears and fishes as we did. So, we wanted to
Yeah.
jump on this live and kind of share with y'all, man. We sit back and we look back. We literally look back like, wow. And it's not about money. I
God
think
is,
people get caught up on. Go
yeah.
ahead.
No,
I
no,
think people get caught up on
I
money.
look back and say, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sugar.
I think people get caught up on money, like, wow, look how much money we made. No, forget that crap. Money comes and goes. That's one thing you learn in the entrepreneur world. Money comes and goes. You're not gonna become a millionaire overnight. Money comes, money goes. Well, I look at sweetheart, I was like, wow, look at where we started. We started. We started with spots on roofs. Now we're doing whole roofs. We
Mhm.
started with replacing pipes. Now we're replacing whole plumbing systems. We
Mhm.
started. I look back and I was like, God, look what you trusted. Look what you trusted us with. You trusted us with something so small, and God, you made us faithful with little. And now, God, we finally, you can now, because God won't put more than you can bear. You now can trust us with a 600 square foot house. Now we've proven ourselves with a 600 square foot house. Now, God, we're looking for the 2,500 square foot house, a 3,800, 4,800 square foot house.
30, 34. Yeah. 34.
Or,
Yeah.
or, or God, you trusted us with, mentoring one person. You trusted us with
Right.
training one person. And now, God, you give us a whole lines then.
Come
God,
on,
you trusted
glory.
us for helping one young lady help write a book. Now you got multiple people you can help write books.
Yeah.
What have you done?
I want to say this too. It is like you said, it is learning that allowing your tool, you don't want to make it about money. No. But I'm gonna come back to that, right? You don't want to make it about money, but you also want to allow your tool to be exercised, your gift. Because there's a difference, right? You got a gift. This is the thing that you do with the least amount of effort, right? I can do administration with my eyes closed. It is what I do with the least amount of effort. But you also have this thing that's called your service is your product, your the thing that is needed, right? For your people. You got to be willing to do it small first, and then you can do it bigger. I remember, man, before I even became a certified life coach, right? I would just meet people kept wanting to meet with me, do a free call, and I would do that free call, and I will walk them through a whole event, or I'll walk them through a whole, this is how you do just stuff I didn't know, information I had. And then I started putting a price on it because I'm like, hold up, my time is valuable. And I remember starting at $45, for an hour and a half session with me, right? To
Yep.
where I had to go up because, again, my time is valuable, which also kind of made other people stop asking. And it was okay because at the end of the day, whoever called to me and knowing your
Exactly.
value. So you got to be willing as an entrepreneur to know your value, but start somewhere. And when you start there, now other doors. I've been doing this since 2015, online, on social media, online with 2015. But here's the thing: with what we're doing in business now, the almost Jesus, the need. When you find a need, what I do for ministry, and I do because I love it, and I do have people that invest in what I do. That's something I love to do, is ministry. But when it comes to the needs of others, I have seen the opportunities of money that I've
That's
never
it.
seen in my life. And I got to be honest with that, because I don't want people to think that, oh, you become an entrepreneur. When you become an entrepreneur, you're not gonna, you're gonna live from check to check, or, no. If you do it right, you will look up and you will have opportunities out this world. If you would have told me 3 years ago that we started a business that would make the amount of money that we made in 2 years, I would have said you're lying.
Yep.
So I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that, no, it's not about the money, but you can change your life if you do it right. If you do your paperwork right, if you make sure that you get the certifications that you need in order to grow your business. I'm telling you, our life has been unrecognizable because of entrepreneurship, to the point my husband still works for his business. I work for the business. I want to
My
get to a
business,
point to where we
GE
work on
business.
the business and
Yep.
not in the business. And that's a whole nother ball game.
I want to add something to that because right there in that same vein you're talking about, let's talk about prosperity. You see, y'all are so inspiring. Who
Oh,
is that?
God bless you. I
Who is
don't
that?
know. I
But listen, I
can't
want
see
to talk
their name.
about that. Where you talk about that, I want to share something with you real
Oh,
quick.
that's Kalar. Hey, Kalar.
Hey, Cole, how you doing? I want to share something with you because I'm always talking about prosperity, and prosperity is huge. And one thing about it, I like to step away from prosperity for a second because I think sometimes we get so caught up on money that we abandon the
Yes,
true
that's
journey. But
true.
let's come back to prosperity real quick. If you hung on this whole entire call, this was worth the whole call. I always tell people if you listen to somebody and they tell you 99 things that you never knew, if you hung out for 100 and you didn't know it, it's worth the whole conversation. I'm going to tell you something right now that's going to blow your mind. It's going to help you out. If you didn't know this, it's going to bless you. What is the progression to prosperity? Write it down. What is the progression
Okay.
to prosperity? Because if you don't have a progression to prosperity, you'll get burnt out and you'll leave your business. You'll go back to your 8 to 5 Monday to Friday. So I'm going to teach you something that we probably would only give in the Lions Den. I'm gonna give you some content that you'll see what it's like in the Lions Den, and because the
I love
reason why I give it only in Lions Den because we it's like giving people a gun but then teaching them how to use it. I'm gonna give you a gun, but I'm not gonna teach you how to use it. You got to show up to the Lions Den and learn how to use it. The progression to prosperity when you're in entrepreneurship is this: be willing to do it for free, then learn how to charge, then learn how to pay somebody else to do it while you move on to something else.
Say that again, sir.
I'm gonna say it again. The progression to prosperity in entrepreneurship: be willing to do it for free, then learn how to charge. And I'm gonna explain myself here in a second. Be willing to do it for free, then learn how to charge, then learn how to pay somebody else to do the same thing while you move on to something else and do something different. That's
That
the
part.
progression to prosperity. No one ever teaches us that. People teach us to learn how to do something for free, then learn how to charge. And what we're doing, we're charging people for do something. We stuck right there. So
Mhm.
let's say, for instance, I'm an event planner. I'm gonna use Dendra Butler behind the scenes. You're looking for a good event planner, talk to her. I'm gonna use this
Yeah.
Dendra Butler behind the scenes. I'm an event planner. So I would do some events for free. I'm gonna do my cousin birthday party. I'm gonna do my cousin family union. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do all these things. If you do all these things, okay, now I learned how to do it. Now I'm gonna find somebody that can teach me how to charge because I'm doing this for free, but I want to know how people charging for this. I need to know how do I charge for that because I'm gonna tell everybody I'm no longer doing this for free. It's a cost for me. I'm gonna learn how to charge, and I'm gonna charge people to do it. I'm gonna learn everything about it. I'm gonna be the expert on event planning. Now I'm
That
so
part.
good at it to where now I'm gonna hire somebody to do it. I'm gonna hire you to come in and be my understudy. You don't be caring about them. They're gonna take my business. If they do, let them go. It's more business out there.
Right.
Hire them to do it. You be the business owner and you hire small event planners to come in and work up under you. Now you manage that. Then you hire somebody to be the manager of it. Now you move on to something else. While they doing event
Right.
planning, I'm gonna run into a government contracting with events. I'm trying to get events in bigger areas, bigger
That,
locations. I'm trying to do whole concerts and arenas. I'm going to the giant. We can't kill the giant if we stick fighting
come
bears.
on.
I'm trying to get out my business so I can start building condominiums. But I can't build condominiums if I'm still fighting in little remodel jobs. So I'm trying to teach people how to do what I do because I learned how to charge. I done learned how to charge. I done learned how to do free. I learned how to charge. Now I got my project manager sitting beside me looking through blueprints together. So we both look through blueprints. So next year, I ain't got to look at a blueprint. I can move on to
Right.
condominiums. I can move on to commercial buildings. Progression to prosperity is to do something for free, learn how to charge, pay somebody to do it so you can move on to something bigger.
I want to add this because the business side to that too is so we have what we call subcontractors that work with us and work under us. Well, we were looking at a deal the other day, sitting down looking at this deal. At the end of the day, even though because you don't have to be in competition with nobody, one thing about our subcontractors, they're faithful to us, right? And so because they're faithful to us, now we didn't have issues where we've had subcontractors go behind our back and go to the client and say, okay, I'm gonna do the job on the side. You're gonna have that. It is what it is. But here's the thing you got to put some paperwork to the madness to where you're signing a contract of clause agreement. So you want to make sure you do the paperwork with it. And all that we teach in the den, but you want to be able to make sure you have yourself covered too, to where when I do start doing major events, I don't mind turning my back. And when you do, that's your loss. You just lost. Our subcontractor realized, wait a minute, I messed up. Clyde Harden Enterprise is giving us all these job opportunities, and I'm gonna take this one opportunity to go against them when I know they finna give me multiple jobs because they constantly looking for. You want to make sure that your people don't mind working with you because you're always making sure you're out there getting the job opportunities for them to eat while you're eating. That's why we say, man, happy hunting in the den because we want to eat. Let's go eat. Everybody eat. So when I get that percentage off of you, we all make money. How what's the name said? You get a car, you get a car. No, no, no. You get a check, you get a cut, you get a cut. Everybody's able to get a cut because we did it properly on paperwork.
Yeah,
Paperwork.
put
So
it on contract.
that's a lot in here, but we share that stuff in the dean because that's important to know that there are other opportunities out here for you. But it's up to you to do the work to get it done. So start with the fish. Then you can go to the start when
You
you
know,
kill a
and
fish.
a lot of people
You
say, some people say that, well, I can never do government contracting. Well, that's the journey to government contracting right there.
yep.
Because you learn how to do it and you learn how to pay somebody else to do it. And now you can pay somebody a larger scale. Because in the journey, one more again, I'm gonna give you another tip. The biggest lesson you need to learn in entrepreneurship is not how to do your trade. It's not that matter of fact, that's the least of the worry. Is how to manage money. If you want to take what's the best class I need to take right now when it's entrepreneurship? Business finance.
Yes.
Because the last thing people are going to pay is people. The only people who pay people is the people who don't value your work. They just want something done fast. The people who value your work, they want to pay paper. They're going to ask your history, your background. But most people, before they give you money, they're going to look at your financials. You need to know the lesson you need to learn, the lesson God wants you to learn while you're out there doing these small jobs. How do you handle the money you get? Because you can't be faithful with a little bit of money you get. You sure can't be faithful with the bigger money because the jobs don't get bigger without the money getting bigger. And if you can't
Hmm.
handle the bigger money, you can't handle the bigger jobs. So the
That
greatest
part.
lesson we had to learn was how to manage our money. There's 100 books out here I can tell you about, but I'm not. I'm gonna tell the lions then. I'm stingy.
Oh, Jesus. You so petty.
I'm
I would.
stingy.
I want to say this because here's the thing. I know, people be like, okay, I heard somebody say some of the crazy statement. They was like, well, I'm not working with the government. I don't want to deal with the government. Say what now? The best paying customer in the world,
No,
and
I'm
you
gonna tell
don't
you
want to
this.
deal with
I'm gonna tell you the dumbest statement that I heard. This is the dumbest statement I heard. I don't want to pay taxes.
that
Now,
part.
I don't want to pay taxes. I'm gonna avoid paying tax in my business. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. See, we giving y'all too much already. We don't
Okay,
want
I
to pay
love it.
tax in our business. Well, let me tell you why this is a bad statement. I won't call it dumb because I've even made a statement. It was dumb for me to make, but I won't offend nobody too much. I've done enough offensive. This was a bad statement because if somebody out there tell you spend all your money at the end of the year, find a way, go buy a trailer, go buy a truck, go buy at the end of the year, spend all your money so you don't have to pay taxes. Now, I'm gonna tell you what you tell them the bank. You tell the bank that you don't know how to manage your money to where you have a profit. So why would I give you mine?
Right. That part.
Or you try to say, well, I don't want to pay taxes, I don't pay taxes, I don't pay taxes. And so you do all your money up under the table. But when you ready to get a loan, you look like you don't have any income because you've been hiding all your income. See,
Right.
the only people who do that are small minded people. Stop taking advice from people who not out there making big moves. They're small
Right.
minded, yeah. So if y'all sitting around the same table together, chances are y'all can't give each other advice.
Right. Ooh.
If
Ooh.
y'all, ooh, come on, Holy Ghost. If y'all both sitting at the same break table in the lunchroom of the job that both of y'all done checked in and out, y'all swapping dreams, not experiences.
Right. That's
So he
good.
telling you something, or she telling you something that somebody else and told them. They told them,
Right.
man, when you get out there, you don't make a profit because you make a profit, or get paid up on the table because you get paid up on the table. You ain't got to pay taxes. Stop that. When we learned our lesson, we learned our lesson from people who we had to show up to their room to learn from
Right.
them, and not us being in the same room. Go ahead, baby.
That part. I love it. No, that's so true because now you miss opportunities of getting OPM, other people's money. You miss opportunities. And we only tell you this because we've experienced getting other people's money. Come here. And
And we
using
experience
their
not qualifying it. We also
huh?
experience not qualifying. We also experience not
Yeah.
qualifying for other people's money.
We've also experienced not being able to get other people's money because our books were not properly in the right place. So you want to be able, there's so many opportunities out here when it comes to profitable business. And we're going to be done because I want to say this. And Bishop, I'm going to let you say your last thing because we've been on here for a minute and we got to get ready to go to this 1 o'clock. So I want to say this. When it comes to your business, you got to realize this. When it comes to entrepreneurship and killing the giant in business, is you got to be able to say that at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure that I do everything I'm supposed to do and learn everything I'm supposed to learn within that business so that I could be able to grow. And as I'm learning, I don't mind paying so that I can pay attention. Come here. Because when you pay attention. I don't, AKA, invest in what I'm doing. I don't mind investing in what I'm doing so that I could be able to continue to grow with those that have the experience of growing, right? Because one day you may be at the place where someone's going to have to pay you for your experience, right? So it's understanding that part when it comes to business that you got to, in order to do this business, is so many ways that you could do it to where from grants, man, we're excited about our second grant is multiple opportunities for grants for you to get grants. There's multiple opportunities for you to partner with nonprofit organizations to be able to get funding from there. There's multiple opportunities for you to have a lot of subcontractors that you sub out to be able to do. And people hear contractors and they think it's construction. No, that's somebody. If let's say who we got on here, like Miss Garrett. What's up, lady? Miss Garrett. If I was to hire her company to come in to come speak to some girls for a group home, I get a bid for a group home, and then I hire her. That's called subcontract. I'm subbing her out. We both gonna make a cut off of that, right? So you got to be
Yep.
willing to know. Only way you can get those opportunities, your stuff got to be right. You got to kill the fishes first. You got to kill the lion. You got to kill the bear. I don't care. This is my saying. You gotta kill the bear, and then you can kill the giant. You gotta go
Yeah.
through every step so that you can do it. That's my saying. I'm done. I'm sorry.
And I'm gonna add this to it, this here one part, right? Because I'm a firm believer. Me and my wife have learned this was one lesson is that you have to invest where you're going. You have to invest in yourself to get where you're going. But I'm gonna add this one part to it that as my wife is talking, it jumped in my heart. I'm gonna share another valuable lesson to you. Is this here? Stop paying to get rich. Stop paying to get rich. And what I'm saying is that I know people that'll pay $1,000 if they feel that they can make 10,000. And so all the trainings you're taking is not because you can learn. You're trying to get the secret sauce to success. There is no secret sauce to success at all. I'm telling you right now. So I'm gonna tell you again. Stop paying to get rich. People are literally getting rich off you paying money, and you still broke. Stop paying to get rich. I'm gonna say again. Stop paying to get rich. Stop. If you sign up for that class because you're thinking when I get through this class, I am gonna walk into a great opportunity. I promise you, it won't work. It won't. So I'm gonna tell you what you do then. So if I'm not gonna pay to get rich, then what am I paying for? You pay to get knowledge to do what you're trying to do better.
That's it.
If you're trying to do business and you say, you know what, and right now I know for a fact I've been doing business, but they're going to teach me how to scale my business. I've been started. Now they teach me how to scale, invest and learn how to scale because I already been doing business. So I need to know how to scale. How do I take my business to the level? I need to learn how to, do taxes because I haven't done tax before, but pay to learn how to do taxes. You invest to be able to learn how to do what you're doing better. That's how you add to yourself. And what you do when you pay to get rich, what you're doing, you keep moving around and you're not staying anywhere long. Well, I'm paying to get
Right.
rich because they making money over here in the travel industry. I'm paying right here because
Right.
they're making money over here in the communication industry. I'm paying right
That
now because
part.
I'm getting rich over here in the transportation business. And so you done took 50 classes, but still you broke it than you were because you didn't pay $10,000 in the last 3 years, but you hadn't made but 1,000 because
Right.
you're paying to get rich. If you want to, whatever you're doing, if you in um, event planning, you need to learn how to handle money. Go pay for a finance class. If you're in event planning, you need to take a decor class. Go take a decor class. Pay to do what you do better. That's an investment,
Yeah.
not a pipe dream investment.
Yeah.
So that's
We
my
make sure
lesson
we
for
let
today.
people know. We let people know at the den, man. Like, we ain't finna say you're gonna make $1 million, but if you put in the work, you can. There's a possibility, but you got to do the work. You got to put in the work. So it's possibilities out there, but don't look for no pipe dream to pay someone to you walk away and you got everything you need. That's a lie. Because you're gonna need something else on something. We have a mentor for every area. We have a mentor for real estate. We have a mentor for government contracting. We have a mentor for construction. Don't you have a mentor for construction? Yeah. You
As a
have
matter of
people
fact,
that you sat
I'm gonna
down and
change.
had.
I'm gonna call a guy here in a few minutes. Who's gonna be my new mentor because he building what I'm trying to build.
That part. You find people that have already done what you've done, and they've been doing it for a long time, and they've been doing it better than you. And that's what we learned to do in every area. So for me, I got a mentor with my mentorship classes that I do, my master classes. So you got to have a person in every area that can mentor you in that area. So that's all I have, honey. I just wanted to jump on. We want to do a pop up, y'all. Unfortunately, I thought we could try one day, but just get pop ups from us every now and then. And I'll try to tell you that we're coming on, but sometimes I can't. So thank you for watching the replay. Thank y'all for rocking out. Any last words, husband?
I got one request. If you're on right now, don't wait till later. Stop right now, pause, and think about what would you like to hear us talk about next time. And if you can think about it, drop it in here. Give us a reason to pop up. We pop up more for hunger. So if you say, hey, we want to talk about this, if we got it, we'll bring it back in here. So think about what you want to hear from us next time, or just anytime. Say, I need you to talk about real estate. I need you to talk about investment. You talk about this, whatever it is. Drop a quick little question and say, can y'all talk about this next time? And I promise you, you'll hear about it. That's all
Yeah.
I got.
I love it, man. Drop it in here, man. We'll talk about it. If not, we'll bring somebody on that knows about it and we'll get them to talking
Hey,
about it.
guess what? I'm gonna share a secret with them.
What?
2024, we are working on a couples event for entrepreneurs. So if you are out there and I'm
Well,
just
we're working on
secret,
two of it.
don't
Let me
tell
tell the other
nobody.
secret. Look, the second secret, another secret, don't tell nobody. We're doing a business expo in March. Write it on your calendar. Put it on your
Really
It's coming
excited.
soon. We're going to meet with them next week for the Lions Den VIP. It's a business expo. But like he said, another secret, marriage. We're going to be doing something for marriages in February. So we can't wait.
Marriages and entrepreneurship together. Maybe we got a lot coming up. We're working on some things.
Yeah.
So forget it. Tell everybody you know.
We don't have no date. We don't have no date yet. But yeah, we're going to probably do it all together, huh?
Yeah, probably
All
do it
in
all
one
together.
month. Yeah.
One
So get
one
ready for that.
weekend.
So the secret is out. The Lions
The
Den
secret
already
is
know
out.
about it, but they know we were doing something. But y'all, we meet next week with the people.
Hey, one
And
more
we can't
thing. If you have a child between the ages of 18 and 24 and they are
yeah.
interested in entrepreneurship, we have just
18 and
started something
25.
different.
No, it's
18 to
17 and
25.
25 now.
17 to
Yeah.
25. So if
17
you have a
and
child between
25.
17 to 25 and they have a desire for entrepreneurship, let us know. We're going to put a registration here pretty soon. Who's that? Who they say hiring?
Gary. I think
Garrett.
it's a delay. But yeah, Gary.
Okay. Listen, we want to make sure that we let you know we're trying to get this group of kids together. We're doing what you call a junior Lions Den. It's free of charge for them. They got to pay what they work. They got to pay what they work. We're gonna put them to work. They got to read books. They got to do different things, and that's how. And they show up, and we give them different assignments. As long as they keep showing up, we will kick them out. We don't drag young entrepreneurs along. We don't teach them action aloud, action permitted. If you don't show
Right.
up and do what we actually do, you will be kicked out of the class, and you won't be
Yeah.
invited to no more until you say you want to show back up because you're not paying the amount of money mom and daddy paying. You got to at least pay what you work. So even my child, if my child getting there, I'll kick her out. So if your
Yeah.
child is
Every
interested,
fourth.
say, hey, we interested. Shoot us a message and we'll add you to our email list.
Yeah. And we talk with them every fourth. We had our first meeting this past month, and it was amazing. Amazing. So every fourth Monday, I think at 7 p.m. So yeah, get them to email us at admin. This
At
thing right here.
htservices-llc.com. At the bottom of the screen, email us there. Say we're interested. Just say I have a child. We're interested. And what we'll do, we're going to put together an email list just for that age group and give us their email, not yours. We want their email address because we want them to be responsible. All right, that's it. I
That's
got to go.
All right, y'all. Until next time, if you don't remember anything else, in the den, we talk about it. Happy hunting. Let's eat. Stay
Let's eat.
blessed.